Everything you have been told about a healthy morning is a dangerous half-truth. Eating a bowl of instant oatmeal or drinking a glass of orange juice raises your blood sugar faster than eating a solid chocolate bar. That sudden 10 a.m. brain fog is not a caffeine deficiency. That urgent craving for sweets and the subtle shakiness in your hands is a chemical panic. Dr. Megan Foster brings over 20 years of clinical metabolic practice to this exact phenomenon. She possesses longitudinal data from the Harvard T.H. School of Public Health. She watches thousands of patients follow standard medical advice. They eat the whole grains. They drink the juice. They avoid the fat. And they develop massive insulin resistance. They do everything right, and they still get sick. The composition of your first meal dictates your entire biological trajectory for the next 24 hours. Dr. Foster uses one simple food order rule with her patients. It changes metabolic outcomes entirely without changing the actual food on the plate. We will get to that exact sequence in a moment. Look at the clock right now. How many hours has it been since you woke up? If it has been 2 hours, what is your brain telling you to do? You reach for another cup of coffee. You blame your age. But sugar isn and APOs, tea just making you tired. It and APOs, S quietly causing a chemical reaction inside your veins right now. A process scientists call glycation. Glycation is internal caramelization. It is a volatile chain reaction. Excess glucose from your morning juice surges into your bloodstream. It caramelizes your cells. It cooks your tissues from the inside out. The sugar molecule latches onto the protein strand in your blood. It acts like a barnacle welding itself to a ship hull. It hardens. It crystallizes. Your flexible artery now has the elasticity of a ceramic pipe. This glucose explosion triggers an emergency response. Your pancreas executes a massive insulin dump. Insulin is the chemical dispatcher. It floods your system to clear the lethal sugar levels. It overcompensates. Your blood sugar plummets. That 10 a.m. crash is the toxic precipitate settling in your brain. It is the chemical exhaust left over from an emergency insulin dump. Pause and read this number. 1 in 3. Over a third of adults have prediabetes right now. 80% have no idea. It is not your fault. You were following the rules. You bought the box with the heart on it. You believe the label. Your doctor tells you oatmeal is the best thing for your heart. But instant, pre-pulverized grains are stripped of their defensive matrix. They dissolve into pure sugar instantly. Pouring fruit juice or eating instant oats is like pouring liquid accelerant onto a chemical fire. Dr. Foster observes this pattern in 5,000 patients. The heart-healthy breakfast prescribed by standard medicine for the last 40 years is the exact chemical trigger causing modern metabolic decline. But before the damage is done, there is a way to build a physical shield inside your gut. A tiny seed that acts like a biological sponge. We will get to that in a moment. The mainstream advice failed you. But Dr. Foster discovered that by simply adding 3 specific elements to your plate, you can shut down this toxic chain reaction overnight. The prescription is the PFF protocol. Protein, fat, fiber. This combination acts as a biological neutralizer. When you consume protein and fat, your digestive tract releases a hormone called GLP-1. This is a biological brake pedal. GLP-1 physically slows gastric emptying. It closes the valve. It neutralizes the glucose explosion before it reaches your bloodstream. It catalyzes a slow, steady burn instead of an explosion. The clinical dosage requires precision. 2 to 3 eggs. 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Half an avocado. Consume this within 1 to 2 hours of waking. This is where the food order hack changes everything. You sequence your macros. Consume the protein and fat first. Leave any carbohydrates for the extreme end of the meal. The protein lays down a base layer in your stomach. It coats the chemical reactor. When the carbohydrates arrive, they hit a barrier. The absorption slows to a crawl. Even if you slip up, there is a 10-minute protocol that forces your muscles to bypass insulin entirely and eat the sugar directly from your blood. The PFF rule is the foundation. But what happens if you accidentally eat sugar? There are 2 emergency protocols to vaporize it before it hits your bloodstream. The first protocol is the viscous fiber barrier. 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia or ground flaxseed. Mix it with water or fold it into your food. This creates a physical gel inside your gut. It binds the sugars. It throttles their absorption. The second protocol is postprandial movement. A 10 to 15-minute methodical walk immediately following the meal. Muscle contraction operates as a mechanical pump. It forces your muscle fibers to absorb glucose directly from the blood. It does not need the insulin key. You burn the sugar before it can caramelize your tissues. If you do not eat Western foods like avocado and Greek yogurt, the chemistry remains identical. Substitute fresh coconut flesh. Use local nuts. Eat fermented tempeh or lentil dal. They provide the exact same monounsaturated fats. They deliver the high protein to carbohydrate ratio required to trigger GLP-1 and neutralize gastric emptying. You must eliminate the accelerants. Fruit juice is liquid accelerant stripped of its fiber shield. Instant oatmeal is pre-pulverized grain that dissolves into pure sugar instantly. This introduces the threat of the naked carbohydrate. Eating a piece of fruit entirely alone is a metabolic vulnerability. It hits your empty stomach and spikes your blood sugar. Never eat a naked carbohydrate. Always pair it with a viscous fiber to bind the sugars. Once you apply this protocol, the changes are in and Apo's, T just invisible numbers on a Dr. and Apo's, S chart. You will feel it tomorrow morning. Who would you be if you had the exact same energy at 3 p.m. that you had at 8 a.m.? Imagine waking up tomorrow. You deploy the PFF protocol. You sail past 10 a.m. You sail past 12 p.m. You sail past 2 p.m. with razor-sharp mental clarity. You experience 0 cravings. You feel a quiet, steady hum of energy. Your body runs on clean fuel instead of chemical panics. You are not broken. Your metabolism is not just getting old. You have simply been given the wrong operating instructions for your biology. The human body is a self-cleaning machine capable of repairing DNA if we remove the interference. Look down at your breakfast plate tomorrow. It is no longer a chemical threat. It is a biological prescription. You do not have to fear the crash. Your arteries are listening. In the next protocol, we dismantle the one breakfast food that reverses everything you just learned. It sits in 90% of kitchens. Click here to learn the hateful 8 oils you must throw away.